Unit 10, all about the money, saving and investing. As you can see, there are going to be 2 grades in this unit. The first one is this all about the money homework assignment, which has you completing 4 different lessons on this website called Everfi. That is worth 20 points. And you'll notice all the way down at the end of this unit, we will have a big quiz over this all about the money unit, and that will be worth 28 points. To get started, let's look at this Everfi homework assignment. I'm going to show you how to do this. So, Everfi is a website that brings real world learning to the classroom. We're going to work through a unit on Everfi called Future Smart. Now, Future Smart is going to teach you about how to effectively set goals with your money, prepare for your careers, manage your financial future through some interactive scenarios that put you in real life situations. Think of this like the learning.com lessons we did earlier, except this time we're only dealing with money. You're going to notice in Everfi that you need to complete the first 4 lessons. You can see in this picture once we log in, there's 7 lessons. But I'm only wanting you to focus on the first 4. They're each worth 5 points each. You want to get a green check mark on each one because each green check mark is worth 5 points for a total of 20 points, as you can see down here, for this entire unit. So let me show you what you do. First, we're going to click on this link to log into Clever. Many of you already have a link to Clever on your Chromebooks. I click on this, and you're going to log in with your school Google account. When you get into Clever, I want you to go to D. Dean's teacher page. You can see my name right here. Let's click it. And finally, you're just going to click on Everfi. When this loads up, you may get a privacy policy update. It pops up every time. Just hit close, and you're ready to click start. Once you start, it's going to say you were being directed to a survey. I have chosen not to make you do the survey, so you can just click to continue, and you're going to be on the first screen. Notice that you only have to do number 1, welcome mayor, number 2, smart shopping, number 3, ways to pay, and number 4, investing in you. And all you're going to do is click start on this, and you're going to see that this person talks to you. They're going to ask you questions. You're going to have to answer questions. Some of these have little quizzes, and you would just hit next. You read. If you use your earbuds, it will talk to you and tell you what you need to do. And you can see right on the bat, in this course, you're going to be challenged to encourage to not only think about what's important to you today, but think about your future. So what they want you to do is find what matters to you, select 3 things, and you just start going through this lesson. Like, say I like, having a job that I love. I would like to, get a good education. And I would like to, own a house someday. And then you click submit. And all you're going to do is keep working through this lesson one by one. You can always go up here and click these 3 dots, these 3 lines in the corner. They will take you back to your main menu. You can see that now you can continue. And it will probably take you back a few pages where you'll have to continue what you did. But it does save your work as you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue to work only on lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4. So once you've completed all 4 lessons and you have a green check mark on each one, that means you will get the full 20 out of 20 points. That you will get 5 points for each green check mark. Here's 5 points, 10 points, 15 points, and 20 points. And you can go up here and click on the 3 lines. And if you go to scores, it will show you what your little quiz grade, because lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4, they give you a quiz at the end. And that's how it gives you a grade. You must have a 70% or higher. If you do not have a 70% or higher, you will not get a green check mark and you will have a red X. And I'll show you what you do if you do have a red X. If you finish the first 4 lessons and you notice that any of these 4 lessons have a red X, like right here where it says investing in you, you can just simply click on the lesson, and if you choose retake, it will ask you the 10-question quiz again. You can take this quiz as many times as you want until you get a 70%, so you get the full 5 points. Another way is to go up here on the 3 lines in the corner, click on scores, and you can see that this one was a 60%. You can click retake and just take the quiz. If you go to your main menu and you choose replay, it'll make you do the entire lesson from scratch. So I know most of you probably don't want to go through the entire lesson. So just click the 3 dots, go to the main menu, choose retake instead of replay. And once that your score is above a 70%, you'll get a green check mark and you'll get the full 5 points for that lesson. So in conclusion, remember, you want to make sure that you have a 70% on lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4. Lesson 1, Welcome Mayor, does not give you a quiz. Once you finish it, you will automatically get the 5 points. This is worth a total of 20 points. And once you're finished with these, you'll get the full grade.
Once you've started day 1, your homework for Everfi, and you have your Everfi account set up and you're working on that, you're ready to move on to day 2. That's called What is Money? And we click on day 2, and when we're talking about, saving our money and investing it and being smart with money, we want to look at exactly what money is. So in class, we will watch this video right here to learn what money is, and we'll have a brief discussion. If you missed class, or you need to watch the video again, it's right here on the Day 2 Canvas page. Once we're done with the video and our discussion, you're going to go down here to click on this blue link for your All About the Money workbook. Now notice that this link is going to force you to make a copy of the workbook. So you only want to click this link once. Once you have a copy, if you keep clicking it, you're going to have multiple copies. So I'll click this, and you would just click on Make a Copy, and you will have a workbook that looks like this. So after you've watched the video in class here about what is money, you'll notice at the bottom it tells you just to work on activity 1. It's called What Money is Where, and that's where we're at. And the first thing you learn from the video when it says what is money is anything that is accepted for goods and services. So anything in a trade, or the old fancy name for a trade is bartering, but anything in a trade or barter that 2 people accept, if both people accept it, it's a form of money. However, most developed countries have settled on currency, which is bills and coins, as their #1 accepted form of money, because it doesn't go bad, it doesn't spoil, it's easy to carry, and everyone will accept it. So you're going to fill in whether or not you've ever, traded for anything. Down here, you're going to put in the name of a country, and I want you to look up what their currency is called in that country, so you can recognize that different countries have their own different types of currencies. And finally, to finish the first activity, you're going to look at what is one similarity and one difference between different currencies. And one of the things, if you're watching this video, I can help you out, but one of the things I've noticed is that most currencies have a historical person on the currency. But the difference you're going to find in any currency around the world is that all currencies have different values. So their values are not equal. So for example, for a Mexican peso, About 20 Mexican pesos equal 1 US dollar. So their values are not equal. 1 Mexican peso is not equal to 1 US dollar, is not equal to 1 Russian ruble or 1 Haitian gourd. They all have different values. Once you finish this first activity, we're ready to go to Canvas, and let's move on to day 3. When you get to day 3, now that we know what money is, let's talk about the 4 main decisions that you could make with the money that you have. So this is another video. We'll watch it in class. If you want to watch it again or you missed that day, you can click this video and watch it. And you're going to notice down here, once you're finished with the video and our class discussion, you're going to go to your All About the Money workbook, and you're going to look at activity number 2, what can you do with money? So now we're on activity number 2. And in the video, they talk about the 4 main choices you can make with your money is you can spend it, save it, donate it, and invest it. So down here, they want you to set a financial goal. So imagine you have $100. I want you to earmark or put down how much of that money that you would spend, how much you would save, how much you would donate, and how much you would invest. For example, if I had $100, let's say I would spend 50 of it. Well, 50 out of 100, that would be 50%. If I said that I was going to spend $53, 53 out of 100 is 53%. So you're kind of lucky I chose $100 because it makes the math really easy. So once you've filled in activity number 2, what can you do with money? We're ready to move on to activity number 3. So we're going to go to the next day in Canvas, and you'll notice that day 4 says vocabulary. So there's a quick review. What is money? We said money is anything that's accepted for goods and services. What are the 4 main things you can do with money? We can spend it, save it, donate it, and invest it. You'll see down here where it says now we're going to begin working on some saving and investing vocab. So you'll go to activity number 3, and you're going to click on this website, and the first word was save, and we see that save is hanging on to your money for a future use instead of spending it. So you're just going to put that definition into the word for save, and you're going to fill in, you have 2 pages of these, 12 words you need to look up. So there's a link right here to a website that you can use to help you with your vocab. If that doesn't work, notice that I also have it right here on the Canvas page for vocabulary, and you can click that as well, and it'll take you straight to the Mint glossary where you can look up all your words. And here's a reminder, I made the quiz using the definitions from this Mint glossary, so you definitely want to use this page so you can recognize the definitions and the words, you know, that I used on the quiz. You don't want to go to Google and just type in, you know, what is save and write in the definition, because this is the website that I used to help you. So once you have finished all your vocab up, you'll see we're down here on activity 4. And if you notice, this is the last activity that you need to do in your All About the Money workbook. So I'm going to go up here. We're going to go to what's called day 5, what's up with the stock market. So again, we have a video we'll watch in class. We will have a discussion about it, and there's 2 main guiding questions. And you know, what is the stock market? And that is also one of your vocab words, and you're going to learn that the stock market is nothing more than just an organized way for people to invest their money and buy and sell stock, and it's an organized way for companies to make money by obviously selling stock in their company. And the next question is the stock market a risk-free way to invest your money? And obviously it is not. Anytime you're investing money, short of putting it into a savings account in a bank, it's going to involve some type of risk. And risk means the chance that you could lose money. So when you're investing in the stock market, if a company does well and you've bought stock in them, you're going to make a little bit of money and get a small percentage of their profits. But if the company is doing poorly, you're going to lose a small percentage of your investment. So we're going to watch this video in class, have a discussion, and you'll notice down here that once you're finished with activity 3, that's your vocab, you're going to move on to activity 4. Is it on the stock exchange? And so we're going to go to the last page where it says, is it on the stock exchange? So some companies are called public companies, and you can buy a small piece of the company at a stock exchange. These companies are represented on the different stock exchanges by their stock ticker symbol. A company's stock ticker symbol is usually a few letters or an abbreviation for the company's name. So I want you, just getting ready for our stock market game, to go down here and look up a few companies that you might be interested in buying stock in. And I did a couple examples for you. You'll notice Nike. Nike, are they public? Well, if you go to this website and you type in the name of a company such as Nike, and I hit search, if you notice that they have a symbol right here, and that's the Nike Incorporated, they're on the New York Stock Market Exchange. If you notice they have this symbol NKE, that means they're public and you can invest in them, so they are a public company. But if you go on there and you type in a company and they do not have a ticker symbol, most likely they're private and you cannot invest in them. One of the companies and businesses that I know a lot of kids like is Chick-fil-A. They're private, so you can't buy stock in that company. The other example I used was Mars Candy Company, who make a lot of different chocolates like M&Ms and things you like. They are private. They're owned by a private family, and you cannot invest in them. So for example, if I went down here, let's say I wanted to look up Best Buy. I use this website that I told you about, and I would type in Best Buy. Make sure you spell it right. That's very important. And you're going to see that it's BBY. That's Best Buy stock ticker symbol. So I would go over here. Is it public? Yes, because it has a ticker symbol. And what is that symbol? BBY. Another one I might look at, let's say, is Sony. You know me, I'm a Sony fan. I go over here and I type in Sony, and let's see if they have one. And a lot of times, if you don't see it, that doesn't mean that they're not necessarily on the stock market. They might be under another name, or they're, being sold by another company. So we might look up, let's see if they have anything. You can see right down here. Here it is. It's not exactly in alphabetical order, but here's Sony Corp right here, and their ticker symbol is SNE, so they are public. SNE. Let's say I put in Chick-fil-A, and you want to make sure you spell it right. So I'll tell a lot of kids to type it in Google, and once you find the name, just copy it so you know you spelled it right, because spelling is everything. If you spell it wrong, you're not going to find it, or whether or not it's public or private. So there's Chick-fil-A. Let's go over here and let's paste that in. And you're going to see there's nothing. So Chick-fil-A is private, and you would just say no symbol. So once you finish this with companies you're interested in, down here you're going to say of the 4 companies you looked up, how many of them were public? So you're just going to put a number in the box. Right now for me, it's 2 of them. I do have one more that I can do. Let's say we put in Nintendo, and I go over here and I type that in, and we're going to look for them, and here's Nintendo, and you can see that there's a couple of symbols. You sometimes have, Nintendo of Japan or Nintendo of, the United States, but we're just going to use this first one, NTDOY, so they are public. There's the symbol, and I would say that 3 of them were public companies because Chick-fil-A wasn't. And would any of these companies be businesses you would like to invest your money in? Why or why not? Tell me why you would want to invest in these companies. Personally, I picked, Sony, Nintendo, and Best Buy because right now the gaming industry is booming with so many people being online or being at home and, being quarantined or not working. I know that it's been one of the strongest years for the gaming industry, as well as tech companies like even Best Buy, because so many people are needing computers and laptops and technology to work from home. So that's one of the reasons that I would be interested in investing in many of these companies. And once you're finished with activity 4 and you've learned a little bit about the stock market, we're ready to go to the next step, which is to join our B.I.T class stock market game. And this is going to be your opportunity to practice investing $25,000 of virtual fake money, but on the real stock market. So you get kind of a real first-hand experiences of all the highs and the lows, the risks and the rewards of investing on the stock market. So here's how we're going to do that. So to join our B.I.T class stock market game, you're going to see down here the instructions under what you need to do. I have written out kind of exactly what your instructions are, but we are going to click this blue link, and this will take you to my stock market game. And let's go back and read exactly what it says for you to do. Click on the green Join Now button. So I'm going to click right here where it says Join Now. And you're going to see a login screen pops up. And it's going to say select your school Google account, and then it will say MarketWatch account not found. Choose not a member, create a limited access account. So we're going to use our school Google account to create a new MarketWatch account. So let's select our school Google account. So we're going to go to sign in with Google. Choose your school Google account. I'm going to choose the fake MS student account here. And then it says it's going to say MarketWatch account not found, and you're going to choose not a member, create a limited access account. So we're going to go over here, not a member, create a limited access account. And next. Now you will have to choose join game a second time, and you're going to enter the password GMS stock 2021 to join the game. So we're going to click join game again. We're going to enter the password. And you should see now that, let's reload. I should have got in. Yeah, you might have to reload the page, but you'll see that I am now in the game. So I have $25,000 that I can spend, and we're ready to start spending this, on different companies. Now, you'll always hear when you're talking about investing, people say don't put all your eggs in one basket. And what you want to do is you don't want to take your $25,000 and just spend it all on Nike. You want to split it up amongst different industries, not even different companies. So you might want to spend, say, $5,000 on the travel industry, and that could be, airplanes, hotels. It could even be theme parks or cruise ships. You may take $5,000 and spend it on the retail industry where you're investing in, say, Walmart or Target or Amazon or even Best Buy. Then you might want to take $5,000 and invest it in technology. And you may be looking at, say, Microsoft or Google, Sony or some tech companies or even apps, that are public. And then you can look into, dining and food and looking into restaurants or food companies or Frito-Lay or something like that. So you want to split up your money not in just different companies, but in different industries. So if one industry is not doing very well, maybe another industry is, and it can help offset your losses. So right off the bat, I'm going to look at Sony here, and I'm going to click on their name. And it's going to take me to their page, and there's a few things that I want to show you here. And if I want to buy it, I'm going to hit trade now right off the bat. But you're going to see that today what it's done since it opened. One thing you need to remember is the stock market is just like a store. It opens Monday through Friday from 9:30 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. You can buy and sell things after hours, but if you buy a stock, it will not be in your portfolio until the stock market opens the next day. Think of it like if you go on Best Buy's website and you buy something for in-store pickup, they'll let you buy it tonight, but you can't pick it up until the store opens. So that's kind of the way the stock market is. You can buy and sell whenever you want, but the transaction really isn't complete until the store opens. So you can see today, right now, one share, one piece of ownership in Sony would cost me $103.52. And since the market opened today at 9:30, right here is telling me that this stock has gone up 32 cents for each share of stock. This was how much it closed yesterday at 4 p.m. when the stock market closed, and you can see today that it's up 32 cents, just like it says here. One of the things I like to look at right here is the performance of this stock, say over the last year or over the last 6 months. Here's the last 6 months, or how the stock's done. You can see Sony slowly, gradually going up with this pandemic and people, buying consoles and buying video games, and some people buying, some of Sony's, television and camera equipment and lenses, which make them a lot of money. So we're going to go look down maybe in the past year, and you can see that this stock is slowly rising. Right down here is over the past year. It's been as low as $50 and as high as 118, and you can see where it is today. It's on the higher end. And this would be one where you would ask yourself, well, it's slowly going up, but do I want to invest now? Has it gone up as much as it's going to go? But I'm going to buy some. So let's hit trade now. And I want you to be aware that every time you buy stock, you're going to have a $10 commission fee right here. So I'm going to look. It's $103. This is how much it would cost me. I'm going to spend about $5 grand on it. And it's going to cost me a $10 fee. If I buy one share, it's going to cost me $10. If I buy 48. So you might want to make sure you don't want to just buy one share for $3 but then spend $10. So buy a bunch of it. So I'm spending $5,000 on Sony. I submit my order. Next, let's look at maybe a company like Pepsi or something. And you're going to see right here is Pepsico. You can see they're down 44 cents since the market opened. Here's over the last year. It's kind of been pretty steady. The high is 148, the low is 101. So maybe I want to buy this now and hope that some of it comes up. So we've invested in, a tech company in Sony. Maybe we'll invest in, a drink company in Pepsi. They also own a lot of different companies like Taco Bell and Pepsi and Pizza Hut. So you're investing in a lot of different, food and beverage companies. So let's do the same thing just to see what happens. I'm going to drag this until I get about $5,000 here. Just get close, and it's going to cost me a $10 fee. So it's $132 per share. I'm buying 38 plus a $10 fee. That equals, my $5,000. We're going to submit it. So next, let's see if there's maybe a hotel company, that I want to invest in with spring break coming up. We're still in a pandemic, but maybe, the hotel industry's been down. Maybe it can get a little bit of bump as more people are getting vaccinated. Maybe they feel it's safe to travel. Or maybe more hotels are going to be used now than they were last year. So I'm going to look for a hotel company. And here's Marriott International. And we can see they've had a good day today. They're up $1.32. This is over the last year. I am going to maybe invest in them. And I'm going to look down here for about $5,000. I'm just going to maybe buy 5 companies. You can do this however you want. Maybe you want to spend $1,000 and buy a bunch of different things. And you can see, let's go to my portfolio. I have right now, you can see over here, if I click on my portfolio at the top, I currently have about 10,000 left that I can spend. You can see overall right now I'm down $35, and I've bought 3 stocks and they had a $10 commission fee. So 30 of this is on commission fee. So I'm really down about $5 right now. I've lost $5 so far in the 2 or 3 minutes since I started investing. You can see that Pepsi, I've made about 47 bucks, or this is how much I have on Pepsi, but underneath you can see, I'm up on Pepsi right now, and I'm up on Sony a little bit. It's gone up a little bit. And this is how much it's changed since I bought it, or how much it's done today. And this is my value right now. I've made about 48 cents. You can see underneath since I bought Sony, and I've made 41 cents. and I've lost $6 on Marriott already. So I'm gonna maybe buy two more companies. Maybe we'll look at Nike, and they are way down right now. So this might be where it's, it's low. Maybe it comes up. Um, over the last, well, let's look at the last year. So actually, they're not way down. They're doing very steady. Today they're down $2, but they're on the high end. Maybe I try a different shoe company like Adidas. You can see the shoe industry is doing well. I'm going to invest in them just for fun, see what happens. And I've got about 5,000. We can look at my portfolio right now. So I'm actually making a little money. You can see all my stocks are up. I've made $4 right underneath. Now this is what it's done today, the stock. Pepsi's down today overall, but it's up since I bought it. So even though it's down overall, I've actually made $4 on it. Sony, I've made $1.44. Marriott, I've made 66 cents. And Adidas, if you go down to pending orders, since they're a company, an overseas company and not a US company, it takes a while. So it's going to take 15 minutes before I get my 28 shares of Adidas. So if you were wondering where's Adidas, you'll see down here under my pending orders, they're not a US company, so sometimes companies on different stock exchanges, it takes a long time before you get them into your portfolio. This says it's going to take 15 minutes. So I'm going to invest in maybe one more. I have, like a shoe company, a clothing company, we have a hotel, we have a tech, we have a drink or a beverage company maybe. Now I can look at a retail store, um, like a Best Buy, and see what we get. And that'll be 2 words. And there it is, BBY. They're up $1.56 today. If I look at the last year, they've had a pretty solid last year as they're slowly, climbing back from any losses they would have had maybe a year ago when the pandemic started. That's one thing to notice when you see this is doing well. Well, they may have dropped a lot a year ago and now they're starting to recover. Um, so I'm going to invest in them. I'm going to hit trade and I'm just going to spend the rest of my money. I don't have a ton there. I have about $4,900 left. So I'm going to spend the rest of it. I'm going to view my portfolio. And we're still down here waiting for Adidas to see what happens there. But I am going to come back. It is now 11:29 a.m. and we are going to look at how my portfolio has done when the market closes after 4. I have bought 5 companies: Pepsi, Sony, Marriott, Best Buy, and Adidas, each of them costing me a $10 commission fee. And that's paying like a stockbroker who's actually securing those stocks for me at a market or at an exchange of some sort where they can get, my ownership of those shares. So 5 companies I bought times 10, that would be $50 that I should be down just for the commission fees. And I'm only down negative 35, so you can tell overall I've made about 15 bucks chipping away at this. So actually, we got to wait for the Adidas will probably hit me for my 50th. So I've probably made about 5 bucks, and you can see down here that's the case. $1.36, 3.36. So I'm kind of right about 5 bucks so far. So I'm going to come back and look at this in about 4 hours to see how I've done today. So now, as you can see down here, it's almost 4 o'clock, so it's been over 4 hours later since I purchased those initial 5 stocks, and I want to see how they've done today. So I want to show you first how to get back to the game. You've already joined my game, you've already started, so I have a new link on my Canvas homepage that will take you to our stock market game. So you could click this, and you'll see right now it's just for my test game. But when we start our game, it'll take you to the real game. Or we go to modules, and we can just go right back to the one that says B.I.T Stock Market Game. And I'm going to click the link. Now I've already joined the game, I've already created an account, so we're just going to click the blue login button. I'm going to sign in with Google, and we're going to use the same Google account I used MS Student, and we will see how my stock is doing. So you can see overall I have made $80, and that's pretty impressive for an afternoon because look, if I go to portfolio, I purchased all 5 of these stocks over 4 hours ago. Every one I purchased, every time I purchased it, it costed me $10. So I purchased 38 shares of Pepsi, 28 shares of Adidas, 48 shares of Sony, 45 shares of Best Buy, and 33 shares of Marriott. And each of those costed me a $10 commission fee. So I was immediately negative $50. So now I'm plus 80. So you can see that I've basically made today $130, and the way you could figure that out is looking over here at my value, gains, and losses. I've made $11.81. You can see it right underneath there, right there on Pepsi. I've made $22.96 on Adidas. I've made $43.68 right here on Sony. $49.95 I've made today on Best Buy, and I've made $1.65 on Marriott. So when there are people in your game, you can actually click on rankings and you'll be able to see the rankings, but just right now I do not have other people in my game. So today is a Friday, so I'm going to wait until Monday. The stock market will open at 9:30, and we're going to look at this Monday, and I'm going to show you how to sell and get rid. So we're going to find the stock that's not doing very well for me, and right now they're all doing pretty well. They're all positive. But I'm going to get rid of one of them to show you how to sell it so I can buy more, because right now I just don't have money. I've spent it all. So if I want to invest in a different company, I need to get rid of some of this to buy something else. And remember, when you sell, I have to pay $10 as well. So we're going to look at this Monday. So in a few days, I'm going to come back to this and we're going to see which one to get rid of and how to sell. Okay, it's now 3 days later. It's Monday morning. It's 9:13 a.m. And I want to log back into the stock market game to take a look at my stock right here before the market opens. Remember, the stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, and closes at 4. So you can see it hasn't closed just yet. To get back into the stock market game, remember I've put this brand new link on my Canvas homepage, or we can just go to Modules, click on the stock market game link in this module, and we're going to click this game. And I'm going to log in since I've already joined it. We sign in with Google, remember, and we choose our school Google account. Now you can see right now, if we go up here and look at my portfolio, I have made a total of $69.27 so far. Now what's interesting with that is you can see I had to pay a $10 fee to buy each of these 5 stocks. So I was negative 50. So we've made about $119 so far. And right here is how the stock has done since it closed. And over here is how much I have made on it. So I've made $8 on Pepsi, $27 on Adidas, $45 on Sony, $39 on Best Buy, and I've lost 66 cents on Marriott. Now here's where I've got to decide if I want to get rid of something. I had to pay $10 to buy Marriott. I'm going to have to pay $10 to sell it too. So we have to decide, do I want to get rid of this? And just for the sake of this tutorial, these other ones are making me money. I've already lost $10 on Marriott just by buying it because of the fee, but I've lost another 66 cents. So I'm just going to get rid of it and spend on something else. So I'm going to go ahead and decide to sell the Marriott. Now, normally I don't think just because it's 66 cents down, I wouldn't decide to sell that. But I'm going to click on the stock, and you have to go down here to trade now. And when I click that, I'm going to go up here to sell. And I can sell one share, and you can see it's going to cost me $10, or I can sell all 33 of my shares, and it's still going to cost me $10. So if you're going to sell a stock, you need to make sure that you really want to sell it because you're going to go negative $10 just for selling it. So I'm going to hit submit, and let's go back to my portfolio. Now you're going to notice something. If we go down to pending orders, Marriott still shows in my portfolio. Okay, and if I go to pending, you're going to see that it will sell at the market open. The same if I want to buy something. So I got rid of this stock, so I can't like lose any more money or anything on it really. But the main thing that I have to be aware of is just because I sold it, I still do not have any money to buy something different. I will have to wait until 9:30 down here, and this will disappear. I'll get my $5,000 or so back, and I can buy another stock with it. So I'm going to just wait till about a little after 9:30 when the market opens. You'll notice that we'll come back in about 15 minutes, and we're going to notice that my buying power will go back up to 5,000. Marriott's going to disappear, and I'm going to spend my money on something else, and that'll kind of show you how to sell your stocks that you're not happy with. So let's come back and look at this in about 15 minutes. Okay, if you look down here, it's been a little over 15 minutes. The market is open. Now you'll notice that my overall gains have not changed because I have not refreshed this page. So this does not like reload and refresh on its own. So I have to go up here and click the refresh button. There's one at the top of your keyboard. It's a curly arrow, or you can press F5 if you're using a different keyboard. So I'm going to reload this page. And you can see that, wow, I had a really good, you know, weekend. Really, I was down negative $50 because I spent $10 to buy 5 stocks, and then I was down negative 60 because I spent another 10 to sell Marriott. You can see down here that pending order is gone, and in my history, I sold Marriott and got rid of it. But you can see where I'm making all my money. So I've got to decide just one more time, maybe I'm going to show you how to sell and then how to buy something else. I already have $5,000 that I can spend, and let's see if we could find like Tesla. And as you can notice, it's down right now. If we look at it over the last, say, 6 months, it's kind of dipping. So maybe, I can go back up to these numbers if I get in now and I could make a little money. I don't know. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to buy some. And I'm going to go to trade now because I'm ready to buy it. And I'm going to buy as much as I can. And I can buy 7 shares because it's $680 a share. So it's expensive. So I'm going to buy it, hit submit order, go to my portfolio, and you're going to see that since I've bought it, I've already lost $1 just in 10 seconds. So let's sell something else and buy something else, and then that'll be about all you really need to see. So if I spent $10 to buy Adidas and I've made 27, and I spend 10 to sell it, that means I would make a total of $7. Maybe let's get rid of Best Buy. It's doing well. I should keep it. This isn't the best idea, but I just want to show you how to sell. And maybe I'll buy Amazon, another kind of retail tech store. So I'm going to click on Best Buy. I go to trade now. Remember, you have to hit sell. You don't want to accidentally buy some. So I'm going to hit sell, and I'm going to drag all the way over and get rid of everything. It's about $5,000. So I made, $70 or so on Best Buy, and I'm just saying goodbye. I should probably keep it, but who cares? We're just playing a game. So I'm going to go to sell, make sure I'm on sell, 45. Notice I'm going to pay $10. You always pay $10 when you buy it or when you sell it. I hit submit. I view my portfolio. Best Buy's gone. We sold it. And I'm going to buy one more, and we talked about, or I would mention Amazon. Let's see what we got on Amazon. It's way down today. So We can see that it's kind of just today, it's been really kind of rocky. You can look at like the last 5 days. So we're kind of down. Maybe it could go back up to here. Something's, going on with Amazon right now. Normally you can look in the news and see kind of what's affected it. But I'm going to spend the rest of my money on it. We're going to see what happens. Maybe what if it goes up 20 or 30 bucks over the next day or two and then I make money. So this one's way down. So I'm going to buy it while it's down. And hopefully we can get rid of it when it goes up. And if it goes down further, I lose. That's the risk. That's the game. So I hit trade now. We're going to buy, and I'm going to buy as much as I can. And you can see with Amazon that it's $3,000 for one share. So I can only buy one share. I can't drag it any. So I'm just going to buy the one share. View my portfolio. And I've still got $2,000 left. So maybe one last thing. There's a company called Tencent Holdings, and they own a small portion of Epic Games, which publish Fortnite. So maybe we look at Tencent, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to trade, and I'm going to spend the rest of my money on it and just see what happens. And this one might take a while because it's going to be overseas. It's a foreign company, so it's going to be delayed by 15 minutes. So if you don't see it, don't freak out and start buying more. Just notice that it's probably pending and you'll have to wait a little while. So as you can see, when we got rid of some of those, stocks, when I sold a couple, it costed me $10 to buy Tesla, to buy Amazon, to buy Tencent. It costed me $10. So I've lost some money. But sometimes, you got to spend money to make money. But I did lose some money on those fees, those $10 fees. So I'm going to keep an eye on this and see how it does. That pretty much shows you how to, join our stock market game, how to buy and sell stocks. So good luck, and let's see how you do. So it's now been over 6 hours since the last video, and I wanted to take one final look at my portfolio for this tutorial, and just to show you again how to get back into the game once we've already started, or to continue playing. So remember, if you go on my Canvas homepage, there's this new link. It's kind of an orange, looks kind of like a stock going up. You can click on that, and that's kind of a quick access to the game. Or we can go to modules and simply go down to the All About the Money Unit 10, and you will see it on the Business and Information Technology Stock Market Game. So we'll click that, and we're going to load in, and you can see that overall right now, I have $236.93 that I've made. So that's pretty good. Let's look at my portfolio. You can see that Adidas is the one that's really kind of hurting me right now. I've lost $122 with it, but everything else I've made money. We've made $140 here with Tesla. And remember, this over here is what it's done today since the market opened, not necessarily what it's done since I bought it, but this is what it's done today. So we can see that since I bought it, I have made $139. Pepsi, it's gone down just 1 cent today overall, but I've made $7 on it. So here's Sony, it's gone up 83 cents today, and I've made $84 on that. Amazon's actually gone down a little bit overall, but if you remember when I bought it, it was negative $30. Now it's only negative 7. So we've turned that, where it's actually recovered a little bit, into a small profit of 20 bucks. And finally, Tencent, I was telling you, partial owner of Epic Games, who publish Fortnite. Their stock has gone up 5 cents today, and it's made me $31 since I purchased it. So you can see right now, overall, I'm at plus $236, just really in kind of one, weekend of playing. So good luck to you, and we'll see how you do when you invest your own money.